Happy New Year. It's 2022. Who would have guessed? I swear 2021 went by crazy fast. But I am sharing some of my goals today for 2022 and just kind of how I'm going to be approaching this next year. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you like watching goal videos, follow along. And also if you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. I would love to have you join me as I produce new videos this year. And yeah, let me know what your one goal, give me one goal below in the comments, or if you do a word of the year, let me know what your word for the year is, and I'll be sharing mine here in just a minute. So I am filming today on the weekend, and my son only naps when my husband's home. So my husband is home, put the baby to bed. I can have an easy hour to try and get some filming done. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. Maybe get one or two videos filmed. I've got the cat with me, no surprise there, and my pup sleeping in the background. I have the dishwasher running, so I'm sorry if it's a little loud. I wasn't thinking and I started it, and I have no other room in the house to film. So came over to the living room because it's slightly further away than my dining room table where I normally film. But anyways, so we are in 2022 already. It is January 2nd today that I'm filming this, and I just wanted to do like a little, I don't know, goal plan for the year. I'm not like super into like make huge changes, you know, with the new year, but I do like to kind of plan. And so I do like to make a few ideas or goals that I would like to do or accomplish for the year. So I have three different like categories of how I kind of thought about my goals, and also a word that's gonna kind of guide me, and I think will guide me through most of the like goals that I have. Last year, my word of the year was fortitude, and definitely needed that through a lot of the year. This year, my word is going to be persistence. I think I'm a type A where I really love to do a lot of things and I like to plan, but like I'm not necessarily great at the follow through. Like I'll get halfway through something, but then maybe not follow through completely. And I think that's more so like now as I'm like a busy homeschooling mom, just mom and family life in general. Like it's so much harder when you're managing 4 other people in your family as well as yourself than if it was just like when my husband and I were first married and it was the two of us, right? So yeah, I just want to have some persistence this year to like follow through in whatever things I'm doing. So persistence is going to be guiding me and helping me hopefully stick with everything that I've set in front of me. So that is my word of the year. I would love to know your word of the year if you do one. Put it in the comments below. Let's start with me. What are some of my personal goals? And again, I don't go for like big crazy things. That's just not my style. But for me, I would like to continue to read more. This last year I started reading more. I had a Kindle, which if you are not using Libby or Hoopla for downloading free ebooks from your library, you need to do it. Like it is the most life-changing thing, because I don't like to buy books because I don't necessarily like to reread books a lot. So I find it kind of wasteful to buy a lot of books for myself, but I can rent live books through Libby, the Libby app and the Hoopla app through my library system. So if you are a library card holder with your library system, check and see if they offer those apps. I cannot recommend them enough. And that has helped me read so much more this year. So yeah, definitely do that if you're hoping to read. The Hoopla app and the Libby app both also offer like audio versions for a lot of their books as well. So if you prefer something like the Audible, which does cost money, where, you know, it's somebody reading the audiobook to you, look for those, because save yourself some money. I'm all about saving the money. The next thing I am working on is keeping an organized home. I think I already do a decent job at like weekly cleaning stuff and like kind of maintaining the house, but I'm also like really bad with clutter, and like the like deeper cleaning that needs to be or should be done. I feel like it's just, I struggle with it. I usually do like a twice a year like deep clean of the house, but it like wipes me out for a week. Like I have to take the whole week to do it, and I'm just tired and exhausted. We have to take off school, and I would really like it to be more of like a routine and not something I can only like, you know, dust the blinds and wash them twice a year. Like I'd like to be doing that more, especially because we have animals and things like that. So little things that don't always get attended to, I would like to do that more. So I am going to be following the Flylady System, and I'll probably be doing some videos on that. My friend Tabitha from This Mama's House introduced me to the Flylady, and so far I'm really enjoying it. I did like kind of like an intro in December into some of her habits, and now I'm going to be working on adding in like her zone cleaning here in the new year, and kind of modifying my home control binder to what fits my family's needs. So I'm excited for that. And the last thing I'm going to be doing is focusing on my health. This past year, I have just felt my health decline. I have autoimmune issues. Like my hormones are out of whack, and I finally saw my naturopath in December, did a bunch of blood work. I'm doing more blood work this week, and she has put me on a protocol by Cellcore that helps like with all your drainage pathways. It helps to kind of reboot your gut microbiome. It also helps to just like support your body's like cellular processes and your natural detox pathways. But it's a 10-month protocol at the minimum. So I'm just in month 1, which is like the introductory phase, but I am really trying to like give it my all, because my autoimmune issues are getting really bad. And after I had COVID in November, stuff started flaring again. And I just would really like to have more energy, not be having flares, and to continue working on like getting my body in the best health it can be for my family and for myself. So it is a protocol that you have to work, well, you have to buy it through like a practitioner. So if it's something you want to look into it. You can let me know in the comments below if you have questions on it. It's a protocol that I've been looking into for probably like 6 or 7 months, and I'm finally taking the leap. So should be good. With that though, I'm also not going to be drinking. So there's not really like a foods or anything you necessarily need to avoid during the Cellcore protocol, but I know that wine and whiskey and pretty much any alcoholic drink affects my gut. So I'm gonna stop with my wine and my whiskey while I'm doing this protocol, hopefully to just kind of make sure everything gets in tip-top shape, and I think that'll be good. So that is all the things I'm doing for myself. For my faith life, I'm gonna work on getting like a more concrete morning routine. That's what I really struggle with, is being consistent, so persistent with my morning routine. I'd like to be reading the daily readings and then reading from a spiritual book. I have a book in mind that I want to start with, but I don't have it here because my parents borrowed it, Greg and Mary, and I haven't gotten it back yet. I did an audiobook version of The Warning, which is about the Illumination of Conscience. Highly, highly recommend it. I'll probably do a video on that book here soon. But there is a kind of like a mini book. It doesn't go with The Warning, but one of the people that was talked, their Illumination of Conscience story was spoke about. They wrote a book of the things that the saints and the guardian angels and that were taught to them during their Illumination of Conscience. I can't remember his name I'll look it up and put it in the text below of which person it was but he, his story is really incredible. So at the very least, I think it'll be good to kind of just continue learning about the Illumination of Conscience. And yeah, so that's the first book I'm probably going to start with for my morning time prayer and reading. And then I'd like to be more consistent on confession. We're probably pretty good at like 2 to 3 times a year confession. I know, I'm really bad at consistency with that, but I'd like to start going every month. So that's what I'm going to make the goal. I think it'll be really good for Isabella. Had her first reconciliation last year, to kind of get her into the habit too, as we're approaching confirmation and first communion. And yeah, so going to confession more, which is always a good thing. And the last thing for our family goals for the year that I kind of have is the kids and I are going to work on 1,000 hours outside. There is a kind of movement website where they started encouraging families and kids to spend 1,000 hours outside. It takes you away from, you know, 1, being stuck indoors, but 2, just like getting you off of electronics, which we don't do a lot of electronics anyways, but we do a lot of like being inside the house. So we're gonna focus on hitting 1,000 hours outside for the whole year. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And then the last one is our liturgical living, to continue incorporating more things weekly into our liturgical living for the kids. And I'd like to kind of set some like look at through the year and like which things do we definitely want to celebrate every year, because there are some big ones, you know, outside of just like typical feasts or holidays, that I would kind of like it to be like the kids can look back and be like, oh, we always celebrated St. Benedict's with you know, a pizza in the style of St. Benedict's. We did that in July and it was super fun and the kids loved it. So yeah, just kind of setting a plan for the next few years so that the kids can have that consistency with it. So those are all of our goals for my goals for 2022. It's not like a whole lot. Again, I'm not like super big into goals, but I do like kind of making like a framework or a pathway of where I want to kind of go for the next year. So I hope that was helpful. I know they're my goals, but maybe something inspired you as well to kind of look into for 2022. Got my big kid waking up back there, huh? So yeah, I hope that you guys are having a good start to your new year, and I pray that you are just blessed abundantly this year, and hopefully we can have a smooth 2022. Fingers crossed. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.